Hi, I'm Phoebe McDowell, Acting Beauty Director at Sunday Times Style, and I'm joined here today by Dr Emma Wedgeworth, Consultant Dermatologist, and we're going to be talking about exfoliation. So first things first, why do we need to exfoliate?
So your skin cells actually turn over all the time, and there is a natural process of exfoliation, but there are circumstances when that starts to become a bit sluggish. So with age, our skin cells become sluggish and we don't exfoliate as much as we do when we're very young. And also in certain conditions, so for example, if you are blemish prone, if you're a bit acne prone, the natural exfoliation process won't happen quite so effectively. And that can result in pore blockage, but it also can result in quite a dull looking skin.
And what is the right way to exfoliate?
So you can exfoliate in two ways, either physical, and that's by using quite a grainy scrub, which actually when you scrub it onto the skin and massage it in, it detaches the skin cells. Or you can use a chemical which contains something like an AHA, an alpha hydroxy acid, or a BHA, a beta hydroxy acid. And these are what we call keratolytics, because what they do is actually dissolve the excess layer of skin on the surface of the skin and shed it off.
And how often should we be exfoliating?
That really depends on your skin type. So for somebody that has really sensitive skin, you may decide you don't need to exfoliate at all. For somebody that's got very oily skin, you may find that you need to use some form of exfoliant every day.
And so when we're doing it with chemical, we're doing it with acids. There are so many different types. Which is best for what? Okay.
So broadly speaking, we've got our AHAs, alpha hydroxy acids, and that's things like glycolic, lactic, malic acid. And AHAs are water soluble, and what that means is they don't get too deep down within the skin. So they're very good for exfoliating the top layer of our skin, giving us that nice glow, also sometimes helping with a little bit of pigmentation. Those can be very good if you just want to try and boost your skin and really help to make it look a bit fresher, a bit more luminous. Whereas if you're exfoliating because you actually want to get rid of blocked pores, I would go for a BHA like salicylic acid or lipohydroxy acid, because those can actually get down into our pores and help to unclog in blemish-prone people.
And what are some of the products you like?
Over here, I've got a physical scrub. This is the Exfoliate by Kate Somerville. I'm not a huge fan of physical exfoliants, particularly not on the face, because I think it can cause sensitization. But for example, on the back of the arms, sometimes on the legs, so for the body, that might be useful, and it's very quick and easy to do. The Verso peel mask is exfoliation that's got AHAs, but also something called gluconolactone, which is a nice hydrating, subtle, gentle sort of acid. And this is a leave-on product, and you could just do that once a week in your routine, just to help give a really nice bright glow if you're going out or you want to do it for a special occasion. You can also use things like toners or pads. So the Marlin & Goetz ones have glycolic acid in them, and they're very useful just to very quickly exfoliate without leaving something on and layering another product. And then I've got the Effaclar Micro Peeling Wash, which I think is brilliant for like body acne, body exfoliation. This contains a combination of salicylic acid, lipohydroxy acids, which really can get down into blocked pores. So you could put it on, for example, chest or back if you break out, leave it, put it onto damp skin, leave it for a couple of minutes, and then wash it off.
What ingredients are okay to use alongside acids, and what should you avoid?
So I think one thing you have to be really careful of is if you're using retinoids. Now, fundamentally, retinoids are essentially like the ultimate exfoliants. Everything I've talked about beforehand works from the outer layer to get rid of that top layer of skin cells. But what retinoids can do is to speed up your cell turnover and compact the outer layer of skin, basically from the bottom up. So if you then go and scrub that skin, it can actually be really quite sensitive. So if you're using a retinoid regularly, I would be really careful about how you exfoliate. Things like niacinamide go really well with exfoliating. A lot of these ingredients will have them in it. Things like vitamin C is brilliant. Make sure you're using a high SPF every day, because exfoliants can actually make you a little bit more sun sensitive. So most ingredients will go well. I think it's really retinoids that you have to be really careful about.
So a whistle-stop tour of exfoliants. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Dear Dermatologist. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Times Beauty YouTube channel, and we'll see you again next week for another episode.